I know. School choice sounds absolutely fantastic in theory, and the left is very much against it. So why should we be against it? Let's get into it. So, first of all, what is school choice? School choice is a term that refers to programs offering alternatives to assigned local public school options. Public school choice options include open enrollment policies, magnet schools, and charter schools. And other options include school vouchers, scholarship tax credits, and education savings accounts, otherwise known as ESAs. Several types of school choice policies already exist, but the vast majority of new legislation provides education savings accounts or other voucher programs, which both involve giving parents public funds to spend on education expenses, including homeschooling costs and private school tuition. If you want my raw opinion, asking for the state to fund a private alternative is like running away from an abusive spouse, aka the government, and then inviting that abuser to live with you in a new apartment. When you see this happen in real life, we pity the abused spouse and his or her inability to get complete freedom. State oversight at your kitchen table should scare all of you. That's what school choice legislation is about. The thousands of dollars handed to you on a debit card might be really attractive, but there will always be a string at the end of that carrot. So instead of finding ways to spread tax dollars around fairly, we should be advocating for less taxation and fewer government programs overall. That's a no-brainer, right? We should advocate for true education freedom. Government does not give us choices. It limits them. First of all, let me point out that the Republican Party of Texas priority states that we want school choice without strings attached. Is that going to happen? Probably not. Based on what I've already stated before regarding Greg Abbott being a globalist who is a member of the WEF, school choice needs to be passed with strings because that's his goal. School choice is a globalist agenda, and if you don't believe me, I suggest that you keep listening. Sometimes it's good to look back and see how this has worked in the past. I want you to look at the Supreme Court's 1984 decision on Grove City versus Bell, the ruling that higher education institutes that accepted any type of government funding, even in the form of public grants and loans, were required to follow federal and state regulations. So that precedent was already set. Even closer to home, I want you to look at Oklahoma. They passed school choice, and that allowed for the government to swoop in and attempt to require approval for you to be able to homeschool. Any program that involves schools accepting public dollars puts them at risk of government control. You know what the World Economic Forum is pushing. What is Klaus Schwab for? George Soros. Total and full government control of the people. You might try to say that Texas would never do this. Well, they already tried. I need you to listen to this 2-minute testimony given by Holly Plemons, a precinct chair in Tarrant County and an amazing mother and patriot. She testified regarding school choice bill SB 1. Take a listen to this.
Holly Plemons. I'm the mom of 3. I am in SD 10, and I am a Republican precinct chair in Tarrant County. This SB 1 comes with strings, so it does not match the RPT priorities. This is also charity, and this is not yours to give. And if anybody doesn't know that line, which most of you should, that came from Davy Crockett, and you should look it up because this is not your money to give. Public money going to private universities, that's exactly what's ruined our private universities. And I know because I sent my son to one last year where on page 666 it started the gender studies in his private Baptist university. On page 2, The fund is composed of gifts, grants, donations. This is an excellent way to funnel money. Totally pay to play in ESAs. On page 3, who are the 5 vendors that this bill is being created to fund? To me, this is a vendor bill. Page 8, this requires STAR and MAPS for all students who take the ESA. This will shift education in privates to teach to the STAR, which is exactly what's happening in our public schools and is causing all of the problems in our public schools. Page 22 outlines the bribes that can be accepted by the comptroller and the 5 new taxpayer-funded businesses that are approved by the comptroller, who also sets the rules. This makes our comptroller's office for sale. This bill is creating another arm of the government. It is expanding the role of the government in education. We don't need any more government in Texas. We definitely don't need any more in education. This is for more government control, not less. And to talk a little bit, the fiscal note wasn't in there. So I did a little math on it of 6.1 million students in Texas education. And on each one of those 5 vendors, you're going to be creating a business with our tax dollars that you're going to give each one of those 5 businesses $4.5 million, and it is not yours to give.
Thank you, Ms. Plemons. And I would say that while you made comments that it makes the comptroller's office for sale, we have a great comptroller in Glenn Hager, and he is not for sale.
The bill puts it for sale.
Madam Chair,
Senator Menendez.
Ms. Plemons, even though I think all of us could guess your position on the bill, you never stated it for the record.
I am against this bill. I'm a Republican.
As if controlling how you teach your children and where isn't enough, School Choice in Texas even attempted to bring school clinics into the chat. School choice is a deeply concerning issue. I am not a supporter of school choice because I do not trust the government to create a safe and trustworthy bill that will protect private schools and homeschoolers from government interference and regulations. School choice is being pushed by squishy Republicans, voters who do not know any better, ignorant and paid elected officials, and organizations who have a financial interest in a few notable private schools. But most concerning is the push by those who are members of the WEF with an interest in furthering the globalist agenda, including Abbott and, yes, even George Soros. Did you know that Abbott has never gotten involved in a primary before? Not until school choice came into the picture. And now he is endorsing primary candidates, and he will only endorse you if you are for school choice. If you want to deep dive into school choice, buckle up with me for a minute. This is just one example in Missouri. This is what happens when you begin to connect dots. The Herzog Foundation is a Christian private school that supposedly is a safe place for children to learn academics and biblical values. Liberty Alliance USA, aka Cornerstone, started a campaign called Heat Maps, an interactive tool designed to expose the insane actions of the radical left, which highlighted 12 Missouri schools and universities where conservatives can be made aware of institutions that teach critical race theory and gender ideology. This would only drive parents to choose private schools, which sounds great. It does, but it's being done for the wrong reasons. The Herzog Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit organization focused on promoting Christian education that was founded by the late Stanley M. Herzog, a wealthy Missouri contractor who died in 2019. Most of Stanley Herzog's money came from the 501c American Democracy Alliance, which donated $650,000 to Cornerstone in 2019 and another $130,000 in 2020. Democracy Alliance is funded by none other than George Soros and has helped to raise significant resources to promote liberal ideas, the LGBTQ community, Black Lives Matter, and trans ideology. John Elliott, the president and director of the American Democracy Alliance, also serves on the board of directors and is vice chairman of none other then the Herzog Foundation. So guess who pushes and still pushes for school vouchers? American Democracy Alliance, Liberty Alliance USA, the Herzog Foundation, a private Christian school that stands to financially benefit from school choice, Missouri Representative Josh Hurlbert. He works as a scholarship coordinator for the Herzog Foundation and has filed half a dozen bills that would expand the voucher program. Herzog Foundation board member and treasurer Kristen Blanchard Ansley. Ansley served as an acting executive director of the Missouri Republican Party in 2017. She also serves on the board of directors and is the current president of Cornerstone. Todd Graves is another one, a former Missouri Republican Party chairman and former U.S. attorney for the Western District of Missouri, serves on the Herzog Foundation board of directors. What a tangled web, right? If you need to rewind, I understand it's a lot. I will also put a link in the thread or in the comments that will explain all of that further. Homeschoolers, if you need anything more to affirm what you already probably felt was off, take it from the horse's mouth. In an interview that Greg Abbott, gave last year, he stated the state can impose accountability for any institution that receives this money. This includes homeschoolers. So what's the solution? We can't keep a bill from passing. But we do have the power to hold the author of the bill accountable and make sure that there are zero strings attached for homeschoolers and private schoolers alike. This needs to be a fully opt-in program. Absolutely no one should be forced to participate. I plan myself on staying highly involved regarding this matter. Trust me, I know our public schools are in shambles. I know that's what you're thinking. I know that more than most, considering how many schools I have reported on when it comes to their corruption and lies and cover-ups and what they do to target children and attempt to remove rights from parents. But all the globalists and all of the people who want school choice know that this is our weakness. They know that we would love to see any kind of solution for our children, and they are preying on our good intentions and our desire to see it fixed. But this is not the fix we need. Not the way they want it anyway. If you publicly fund anything that is private, it will no longer be private. Just remember, folks, Affirmative Action Hire Secretary of Education Miguel Cardona said, "We're from the government and we're here to help you." Take a look at this.
As I think it was President Reagan said, we're from the government. We're here to help.
I can safely say from every Ronald Reagan loving Texan, bless that man's heart. Am I right? He's probably a product of public school. Follow me on X at Sarah is Censored. You can find me now on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, and X. Also, please give a follow to my editor, and I guess you can call him my producer, Mad Bull America, America_Mad. And if you want to support me, please send any donation at all to the little money sign at the top of my X profile, or you can purchase product from Shell Shock. Just put in coupon code Sarah Fields, all one word, SARAHFIELDS. Love y'all. Bye.